So, I've recently been watching the show Vikings, and it got me thinking, what was the first alcoholic beverage which was ever consumed by mankind? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Sip and Wine, where we explore the fascinating world of wine and its rich history. If you are new here, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe for more content. And stick around until the end, where I will give you a tips where to get a real Viking experience. And now, let's uncover the secrets of this ancient Scandinavian drink together. Have you wondered what those Vikings drank while they were sailing the oceans, or what was Aristotle swirling in this glass? The secret lies in the humble honeybee and the drink it has helped produce for millennia. What is mead? The mead is a grandparent of alcoholic beverage. It contains three simple ingredients, and it is water, honey, and yeast. Its versatility shines through additional ingredients like fruit, spice, grains, and hops, which add more flavor profile to the mead. Mead is the first known alcoholic beverage, and it predates wine over 3,000 millennia. People call mead a honey wine because the process is really similar to making wine, and basically they are replacing grape sugar with a honey. The mead is super ageable. It can age for a couple of months or a couple of years as well, and the alcohol content is between 10 to 15%, and it's usually presented in a wine bottle. Mead has super rich history, and it was produced throughout Europe, Asia, and Africa. Let's start with Africa. The first mention of mead was 200,000 before Christ. Yep, you heard right, 200,000 years. But wait, the story gets even more interesting. Scientists think that in the ancient history in Africa, there was a lot of fluctuation between the rainy and the dry seasons, and the tree started rotting from inside. The honeybee would access the tree through the holes, which was basically ripped off branches from the elephants. And when the rainy season came, the tree was filled with the water mixed with this honey, and at this we got our first mead. I can imagine these ancient people just putting their fingers into the tree, licking it, and coming home a little bit funny. Let's look at the Europe. We are talking about the island of Crete, 8,000 before Christ. The island of Crete is located in the oceans between Africa and Greece. The Greeks honored the mead with the title Nectar of God. On the other hand, the title aphrodisiac is known to come from the word mead itself. And what is fascinating, the god Bacchus, which a lot of people know as the god of wine, was actually first known as the god of mead, which was highlighting the beverage significance in this ancient time in their culture. Let's look at the north of Europe for my beloved Celtic and Germanic tribes. Vikings loved mead, and it was mostly connected to the various and poets. There is this Norse legend that talk about the drink called poetic mead. It goes like this. The gods made a man named Kvasir. He was the wise of the wisest. When he died, they mixed his blood with the honey, and they made this drink called mead. I know, kinda disgusting, but legend's legend, and this is how they really appreciated the drink, and they thought that this drink is going to make them more intelligent, and that's the reason it was for warriors and poets. Unfortunately, not all of the cultures embraced the mead with the same enthusiasm. For the Romans, it was considered a barbarian beverage of Northern Europe, and they liked wine better. I mean, I do not blame them. I believe you wonder how mead tastes like. Mead can taste from the wildflowers to orange blossom, and it really depends on where is it grown. It really depends what type of honey it is and what are the additional items which are added to the mead. Mead can be sweet, but it can range to dry as well. There are 4 types of mead: melomel, methekalin, bochet, and bragot. First, melomel, it's basically a mead mixed with the different types of fruits, apples, pears, and berries. Then we have a methekalin, which is kind of medicinal, and also the word medicinal is derived from the methekalin, and it's mead infused with different spices and herbs, and it was used to treat a cold and different illnesses. Then we have a bochet, which is mead basically made with burnt honey. It has a lot of flavors of smoke, toffee, and marshmallows, which sounds pretty delicious. And then we have a bagot, which is basically a hybrid between mead and beer, and it was mostly used or like drunk in the ancient times. One of the coolest things about mead is that it fits really well into the environmental movement. It does not require such an infrastructure as, for example, beer requires, and it does not require a special treatment or a special terroir as wine requires. In addition, that the mead is more sustainable as beer or wine. There are another reasons to love mead, and here they are. Mead has natural antibiotic properties, so drink up when you are sick. Honey has a lower glycemic index than table sugar or a high fructose corn sugar. Your body metabolizes in a more steady way. If the honey is unpasteurized, it helps with allergies. And lastly, the bees do pollen the flowers. So basically, by drinking mead, you are supporting agriculture. I do not know about you, but my choice of drink tonight is going to be mead indeed. And while I'm going to pour myself a glass, I'm going to think about how am I saving the world. And now, as promised, I'm going to let you know the one place which you can do a true Viking experience. So a couple of years ago, I've been to Norway, my favorite country, super duper, super expensive, but it's worth it. It was amazing views and really good people, good food, but my best experience was on the Lofoten Islands. They have this Viking museum. So when you come to the Viking Museum, you can do just a regular tour of Viking Museum and learn about the Vikings and their cultures and how they survived and what they were doing in their day-to-day life. There is a Viking house, and basically there are actors and actresses, basically a living Viking life. So when you add on this experience, you are more than welcome to add on your own Viking feast. For the Viking feast, you are basically sitting in that Viking common space in a Viking house, and these actors and actresses, they are doing a tiari right in front of you, doing offerings to their gods, and they are serving the traditional Viking food and offering you a mead. We did drink a lot of mead that night because alcohol in Norway is quite expensive, and I really enjoyed it. So when you are going to be in Norway next time, do drive to Lofoten Islands. It's beautiful there, and go to the Viking Museum and have a dinner, experience it, and have a good glass of mead. Okay guys, it is all for tonight. I do really hope you enjoyed it. My next video is going to be about a country which hasn't been producing wine in recent years, but started because of changes in weather. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.